Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In this tutorial, we will now concentrate in making our site mobile responsive, which will be fitting to any device display width. Stay tuned. In our previous tutorials so far, we have learned a lot about regarding the container and its various classes, and we are now aware of our grid structure, and we have used two definite or specific classes regarding the width of the container. Now in this tutorial we will be concerned about the responsive preview of our site. As we can see that so far this is the display of our project in a larger desktop preview, but right now if we hit Ctrl Shift M, we can see that this is the obvious result where the grids are practically skipping away off the container that we have created. Now this is a very bad thing in terms of responsive preview, as the contents are practically sticking at the edge of your display device, and that is why we need to make some certain rectification to it. We need to make usage of some separate classes regarding this responsive preview. Let's head back this Ctrl Shift M again, and let's head back to our text editor. This is the 16 columns that we have created earlier, and here it goes, this 1 2 3 4 up to the 16 buttons. So all those columns were practically created in an order to make you understand that how the grid actually supports 16 columns, but we haven't concentrated in making it responsive. So let's do it now. And in this regard, I would like to say that I have made a particular change here. Like, I have changed the numbering system behind the scenes. I just changed the numbers right over here and nothing else. So let's hop in. In the very first case, all we are going to do, this is the UI padded grid class that I had used previously. All these classes were practically defined in UI semantic default theming, and I have used all those classes here. And this grid observer cells is a custom defined class that I have used in this respect. That is why this darkish background we can see right over here. So in the first case, I will be using this class stackable. There it goes. Now if we press Ctrl S and if we head back to our project and reload, we can see that for a larger desktop preview there won't be any noticeable change into our container. But if we head down to this 320 pix display, that means for any kind of mobile device, we can see that all those buttons are practically stacked one above the other. We can see that all those buttons are vertically down one after another. There it goes. And we can also see that these buttons are practically occupying the proper width of the device, which was allotted to any container for any kind of mobile devices. So this is the advantage of using this class stackable right over here. And what it is exactly going to do, if we inspect our element, there it goes, and this is the class here, this UI stackable grid, and we can see that the width is now set to auto. So these individual columns, all these individual columns, they will be practically occupying the whole container width individually, and the rest of the contents, those will be stacked one over another. But using this class certainly has some kind of disadvantage. Like if we head back to this 768 pix, that for this individual display device the stackable class is not working, and the obvious result is the container is practically overflowed with the content with all those individual 16 columns into it. And here is the display, as we can see right over here. So this is the thing that we need to rectify in the next case. We need to reorganize our contents in a manner such that they fit into any kind of display device properly. Now, in the second case, instead of using this stackable class right over here, the next thing that we can do, first of all, let's remove it. There goes the row, and here I am using another class. So this is the class, this double 8 column, which is used along with this row class in UI semantic. So in the very first case, all we are going to do, press Ctrl S, head back to our project and reload. And we can see that this will be the result. All those contents, all those buttons, those we created inside the container, those are practically dividing into two rows. Actually here, I'm sorry, this is not dividing into two rows. It is practically a single row, but the content is now divided in two halves. The first one is having these 8 columns into it, and the second one is the same. And we can see that all these buttons, those are practically taking 2 columns with each to store the contents into it. Now, what is the advantage of it? Let's press Ctrl Shift M, and we can see that for this 768 peaks width, these individual buttons, those are practically getting properly oriented one above the other. And let's try it on any kind of medium device, and we can see that this will be the result. Let's now try the mobile device. So if we now try 328 peaks, we can see that this will be the result. Now this is the thing that we need to overcome in the next case, and in an order to overcome it, let's head back to this text editor, and here first of all we will be turning on this stackable class again. Head back, reload, and we can see that the stackable class is back. So for 768 pics, the device display is obvious and okay, there's no problem. For 992 pics, it is of course okay, there's no problem. For mobile device, let's make it 360 pics wide, and we can see that this will be the obvious result. So we are practically able to fit any contents within our container in a proper and displaying manner. So that's it for today's tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will be learning about how to nest another grid into the main grid that we have created. Stay tuned.